we're not going to see her again. And like, she might have been right because it was like 40 miles drive. It's a 40-mile drive to Backdoor every time. So I went there for like 2 or 3 months straight just to prove her right. But then after a while, I was like, fuck that. But that's what you do in comedy world. Like, people, I feel like people go and they see if they like it or whatever the case may be. But then after that, they stop. You know, like, there's not anybody that's driven like, I want to do it 4 or 5 years, because you shouldn't have to. Like, at one point, you should be doing like elevating all the way up. I think every day should be elevation.
And it's weird, the open mic scene, and I think that it's like, I love stand up. Like, it's an art that in my life outside of comedy. Mm-hmm. But I think the life that I live, you know, the being married, podcasting, that feeds majority of my comedy. So I'll go try out new shit. If it works, keep it. If it doesn't, toss it. That's how I'm
living.
Yeah, I'm living my life. I'm not every, like, and I get it. Like, there's only one way to get good at stand up, and it's to get up there and fucking do it, right? But you have to really put in work, but how do you put in your work? Like, just because you're 22, no responsibilities, you can go to every open mic, 3 different night times, put in the work that way, or you can do it like me, where it's like, I'm living my life and I have to pick and choose my spots.
Right, but I feel like you could do open mic if you're living a life. You're still doing open mic. You're doing open mic at work. You're telling jokes. You got that environment where you can still do that. And for me, I live by myself, and I pretty much 99.9% by myself. And if I find it funny, then I'm pretty sure that somebody else will find it funny. So I feel like I test my open mics out in public, you know? Like,
yeah, I go to the gym. I won't even like, they know I'm a comedian, but they don't know what material I'm working on. Sometimes I'll say some shit off of left field, and if they're cracking up, I'm like, I'm gonna try that on stage.
Oh yeah, because that's what you got to do. Because sometimes if you live in your life, you don't have time to do 3 or 4 mics. My comedy class was like, since I started it, I have not went to an open mic. It says like twice a week you should go. But it's really hard for me because, like...
You live out the way.
Yeah, I do.
Like, I was coming from Arlington, and I'm like, oh, here goes downtown.
Right?
And all of a sudden, I'm like, am I going to die on my way out here? And then I pull up to this really nice neighborhood. Okay, I'm not going to die.
Yeah, you pull it to a couple neighborhoods before you actually pull it to mine.
Yeah, so it's like it got sketchy there for a minute, like going through the back roads, and then I pulled into this really nice urban neighborhood, and I'm like, okay,
I'm lost over here. I want to know what husbands, because I can get in over here. But yeah, it's nice, but it is like, it's, my neighbors probably don't know. I think a couple of them probably never knocked on the door and be like, hey, make me laugh, that would be weird.
Which is weird. Like, I've had
cat outside. What's
funny to me is, you know, now that I'm using, you know, the social media to promote the podcast and the comedy, people go, make me laugh. And I'm like, that's not how it works, homie.
Oh, everybody says that. Like, tell me a joke. You want to be a comic, tell me a joke. And I was like, bitch, I'm looking at it. I'm talking to it.
I'm like, no, come to my show. I'm not going to waste my material.
And they don't. Have you ever realized that, like, friends are, like, always curious about what you do, and they don't show up to nothing that you do?
No. Like, the more people that don't know me, that follow me on Instagram or Facebook, come to my shows than my actual friends. Like, I've had more people from, like, social media come and be like, you're fucking hilarious, to the showcases or whatever, than...
You have people showing up out there?
Last showcase, I brought 10 people.
What?
And I didn't even know any of them.
Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't know any of them.
I'm going to be hey, now y'all are my friends. Fuck that.
I didn't know any of them. They all go... I like your shit on Instagram. It's hilarious. I do something called the cafecito cam, where I look into the camera mad awkwardly and I take a sip of coffee. It's a 3-second video every morning, and that gets people going. What it is about it, I don't know. It's just me, literally.
I'm a friend stiller.
It's just me, like this.
That's working, and it's coffee.
And it's coffee. That's all I do.
How do you like your coffee? Fuck it, I'm gonna start doing it. I'm a copycatter. He's drinking it with cream. Me too.
Yeah, no, it's just Spanish coffee with some milk and cream or whatever.
Spanish coffee or like Cuban coffee?
Like Cuban coffee.
What? Like that shit right there keep you up for like 3 days.
It's like
fucking
crap.
People you don't know.
Like the only reason I've never had cocaine is because I like Cuban coffee way too much, and I feel like I would like cocaine even more.
Oh yeah, I did a road trip off of Cuban coffee. I started in Miami and I ended up like up here somewhere.
You know, I love that you've traveled because you know like the difference in Hispanics.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I do. I dated a Cuban once. Ooh. And he broke up with me without me knowing it. So we're actually still in a relationship.
How was the penis?
The penis was good. He was really weird though, because like after sex he had to shower. Like he was like, I gotta shower. Like minute I come, I gotta run in there to shower.
Did you eat your booty the first time?
No booty eating. I've only got my booty eating once, and it was by a black dude, and it was very good. And I will not let anybody else eat my booty because that memory doesn't need to be taunted.
What if the next person does it better?
No, I would not. I would I'd be pissed. Don't eat my booty. Don't. Because if I'm fantasizing about that, I have a good. I think if
that's in your spank bank, like the guys call it.
Yeah, spank bank. Then put it in there. It's actually in a security deposit bank for the next 25 years.
So every time you're lonely, you need to go back in. There you go in there.
Because it was so
flick the bean,
right,
and then put it back.
Yes, the green bean because it's longer than most.
Oh, okay.
I do. I don't let anybody tarnish that because it was so good. There was he was asleep and it was a knock on the door and then I'm talking about just the dick on the back. Knock knock. And then I turned over, I thought I was gonna get fucked, but I got licked up and I was like, what the hell?
Oh, he did a bait and switch.
We broke up though after that. That was the last sex run that we did.
That's fun.
Yeah, because I couldn't be your friend and you eat my asshole. That's just different.
That's just in your head.
Yeah, just ass eating is different.
Well, no, that's a different level of intimacy.
Yeah, that is. You gotta.
That is I am willing to risk my life.
And we wasn't in a relationship, so I just.
And the poots in my face.
Right. Well, I just I don't even know if he even asked me if I showered. I don't know. To me,
he tested it. Trust me, if you went that deep, he already knew.
Well, the sad part about it, I hadn't shaved in years back there, so I know there was some stubble. I feel like there would be an ass beard.
Did he go?
No, he didn't. He said that he didn't say he didn't feel anything, and I was like, what the fuck? Those are long. Those are longer than most.
Listen, sometimes I wipe it, it pulls, man.
Right, it does. I'm glad you said that. I wanted to say that, but I was just I didn't want to gross anybody out. But I've seen the hairs from that space. I feel like it was a yard. That house has not lived in quite some time. The yard is just somewhere else.
Man, but like I said, that's hilarious. You know the difference? Because I remember when I first moved out here, actually when I first moved to Kissimmee, Florida, when I was a kid, they looked at me and was like, what kind of Mexican are you? And I'm like, I'm not Mexican.
What kind of... Sadly that they got kinds of Mexicans.
First of all, I'm flattered that that there's different kinds of Mexicans.
Right.
But I'm not even Mexican. I don't eat spicy food. I do now because my wife is Mexican, but that's a different story. And
what kind of different story is it that your wife's a Mexican?
Because my wife is half Mexican, half black. So she cooks some dope fried chicken, but put salsa.
Well, hold on. Who was she raised primary about?
Her Mexican side.
Her Mexican side. So her chicken's still a little off though.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's black enough.
Black enough. She's using garlic salt. You're look, bitch. Adding some seasoning.
No. She's been inseminated by a Puerto Rican, so she upgraded from garlic salt to adobo.
Okay, what? Y'all taking it to the Filipinos? Okay.
No, adobo the seasoning, girl.
I know adobo is a.
I know it's also a dish. I'm
a
fat guy. But I know my food culture's here.
I know, but look, talking about somebody that knows the seasoning. I have pantries of seasoning.
I see that.
Yes, I'm really big. I'm gonna order the Flavor Gods for some odd reason because I want to just try it out.
Yeah, I'm
big on seasoning. I love cooking. That is one of the things that.
So let's talk about your little cooking podcast. How did that start?
I was thinking that I wanted somebody to come to my house, and I was in an oddly place. I didn't want them to be in my bedroom because that's not where I get down at. I don't brag on anybody. Anybody who's ever had sex with me would not be bragging about the sex we've had. But you would probably recall a meal I've cooked. So I thought about it, and I ended up talking to another comic about it who's no longer with us. He's not dead, but fuck that bitch. But I ended up talking about it. I said, hey, why don't y'all all come to the house and I'll cook and we'll all talk or whatever. And that's what happened. It's called #Comics in the Kitchen. It's only on Facebook because I'm old, so I don't really know how to work Instagram and all those things. But another comic, we all went to IHOP and we all chatted it up or whatever. So they all came to the house and it worked out. But when they all quit, my motivation now is to keep it going because not that I felt like it was my kitchen, so why couldn't I keep it going? So that's where we're at now.
Wow. We'll see what you're gonna cook, and then,
right?
So you sent me a link, which I'm excited for. I told my wife yesterday. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be home late. I'm gonna go do this podcast, have some food with a comic," and she was like, See you tomorrow. I'm like, okay, cool.
What? Tomorrow? I think
because by the time I get home, she'll be asleep.
It's a Dollar Tree meal. Like I feel like cooking on a budget. And most comics are on a budget, but then I don't feel like they have lived enough to know the struggle of 20 to 30 years ago, where like the food was at a minimum.
So I don't know. I'm offering, but if you need help, like setting up to move past Facebook or expand past Facebook,
please help me.
I don't mind helping you. It's not as hard as you might think it is. It seems like a lot, but once you get it going, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
I'm so like I probably have like probably 10 posts on Instagram, even though I've had the account for quite some time. I think mostly I just post my son's pictures or just pictures. And people always say that too, because like, where you at on Instagram? And then some people are like, oh, I'm only on Twitter, and I'll be like, I got the account, but I never post anything on there.
So yeah, so what you could do is you can like get a cheap mic, like it's not cheap, but it's like middle range.
I don't give a fuck about prices. Like that's what I make money.
All right.
No, I'm just
kidding. So you can like use your laptop and like record it while you're going live on Facebook, and have it also in audio form where you can, as you're talking, and people can also listen in different formats as well. So that's kind of what I do here. Since it's only audio, I don't do video yet. I'm gonna upgrade to video, but when I do, it's gonna be when I get my new place, put some cameras up, invite people over, do a whole deal, like an actual like show.
It's like right now you're homeless or something.
I'm not homeless.
Well, you could get a corner of somebody's wall. Like podcasters don't like. Yeah, I got a blinking light that needs to be fixed.
And that's my Uncle Tino just following me.
Right? Like, that is... I figured, like, it was a whole Halloween thing. Like, poltergeist in here.
Oh, my God. So, we've talked about some of your military, some of your comedy, some of your food. Let's talk more about food.
You'll gain 20 pounds talking to me about food. I love fucking food.
You see this?
Look, I'm telling you, I'm trying to lose weight because I don't mind getting fat. Like, I don't give a fuck about being fat because I know, like, how the moments of it. Like, I have fat moments where I saw my ass growing in the seat in every bite that I took. Like, oh, wow. I love fucking food.
So, what is your go-to? Like, if you had nothing else, or if it was tomorrow was your last meal, it's like, this is what I'm going to cook, and this is what I'm going to sit down and I'm going to fucking enjoy.
Brown stew snapper from the Caribbeans, or somebody that was Jamaican, or island person that cooked it with some rice and peas.
Very specific.
Yes.
I love it.
I would kill a motherfucker just to get the death row meal.
Really?
Yes.
That is very specific, so it leads me to that. Where are you originally from?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Mm-hmm. That makes no sense.
No sense whatsoever. None. No.
Really?
The military has changed me. It got to meet so many different cultures and meeting and fucking different people. Because usually, like, I've never had a one-night stand, but when you fuck somebody and they got some food left over or they cooked before you got there, then you're like, what the fuck? Like, you get to know a little bit of them. So I probably could have had a one-night stand, but I was greedy and I was curious. So, and then it led into some kind of friendship or relationship.
That's funny. That's great, though. Like, Puerto Ricans have a similar dish. It's called red snapper, so machillo.
Okay.
So instead of peas, it's arroz con andule, which I'm sure you've had.
I fucked with a Puerto Rican. Not that I was fucking him. I fucked with a Puerto Rican and his family because I was putting him in the Navy. But his mom, let me tell you, she turned me off, though, Puerto Rican dishes, because she cooked bananas as potatoes.
Yeah.
Which
it's not bananas. It's technically plantains.
Plantains, yes.
And it's called mango. And if done correctly, it's delicious.
I did eat it. I was just like, I didn't eat all of it because she cooked me a whole fucking pot of it. I was just like, oh, okay, like I can't because I was just seeing the little seeds from the banana.
The little things.
The little plantains. I was like, oh, I like plantains fried. Like if you just throw a little olive oil in it. But then the thing is, I don't follow recipes, so all you gotta do is put the ideal in my head, and I'll make it so.
Yeah. So there's a couple different that reminds me of like a couple different plantain dishes that I die for. Like any one of those would probably be a great last meal. But it's like there's mofongo. There's like a double fried plantain mash. It's delicious because you stuff meat in it, garlic.
Look, you and your wife invite me over. Like, look, we don't even have to do a threesome at the table. Like, we could just get greedy, sloppy, nasty, and y'all can go
over
to work.
some good old food,
right? Like, look at it. We can get it. Like, I won't even wipe my mouth. It ain't even however y'all like